Joe, Erimo lines up for the third time this Sunday afternoon at Purton. What's been your overall assessment of his 2 runs today?
Very good runs. He has indicated that even before he goes to the races to us. He's a horse on the making still. I believe, even though I believe he can win this time, I feel like this horse is a potential horse. He's going to climb in, quite a lot in rating. Where he's at the moment is where you would like to start it off, you know. His form is there, and I just hopefully he brings his A game.
Do you feel, given the nature, obviously, the way you talk of this horse, like he is a bit of a work in progress, do you feel that perhaps the 2 defeats, 2 runs, have been sort of a massive help to this horse going forward, just the fact that he is learning all the time?
Oh, no doubt. If you win, its next start you go either up in class or go up in rating. So being stuck there for a little while, I think it's just going to do him good, because it's giving him extra time to just get used to the races and learn about what he's here for, you know. But apparently he's been learning well. He's been doing his track work and indicating that he's improving. So I'm expecting him to go there and perform at his best.
I guess in what looks a nice sort of race for a horse like him, obviously it certainly looks winnable, that's for sure. I guess the biggest sort of question or hurdle to overcome is the barrier.
It is, but you know, we race on the A course, and that actually sometimes is in the favor of the outside draws. He seems to be a bit versatile. He can be a little pushed forward a little bit. He can be dragged back. He's very reliable. Whatever you indicate him to do, he does. And I don't think the gate is going to bother too much. He just needs to find his best form, and I believe he's going to be a very hard horse to beat.
Alexis, TURIN REDSUN is a horse that's going to bring some 4-year-old series form to the table on Sunday. Obviously not in one of the big races. We've got plenty of that. But this horse, since his Derby run, how's he been?
Well, I tried him once, and he seems to be okay. On this occasion, he's had the blinkers on, and I sat quietly at the back, and I asked him to finish, and he responded well on the line with a bit of pressure.
And just with the blinkers, the angle of the blinkers, do you feel they've sort of brought him on, or at least certainly aided him in his trial and track work so far?
Well, I would describe the horse as he's a bit, I wouldn't say laid back, but he tends to relax a little bit too much on the Derby. So I don't know if it was whatever the fact I was behind into the race, or just because it was just a little bit flat on that occasion. But I'd like to think that the blinkers will help me to travel.
And I know you didn't ride him, but eagle-eyed viewers would have seen some track work with Russian Emperor. He went toe-to-toe with Russian Emperor and went probably just as well as him. What did you make of that track work?
Well, I guess they just, you know, part of the routine, so it's not a pushed exercise, but it's always good when you have good horses can work together, and it's always a good sign, of course. And
just on the distance, Alexis is coming back in trip by a couple of furlongs. Do you feel a mile's possibly his best distance, this horse?
We'll find out. Honestly, based on his form, it suggests that the blinkers and the mile will be suitable for him. It's a first run after the Derby. His trainer has freshened him up a little bit, so I guess he's ready to run a very good race. I believe we haven't seen the best of him yet, so many question marks still.
Francis, a big weekend obviously coming up for your stable, notably with Golden 60, but lucky patch in the sprint. He's perhaps in danger of being the forgotten horse a little bit in this race. How has he been obviously since December, and what has he done since then?
It seems okay. After last race, we sent him to Chongfa and just train him over there and give him a couple of field barrier trials. But just shame, you know, he stuck on there and supposed to have a run last time, but he can't come. I think he just missed that race.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and just on the Chongfa, obviously, it's been very difficult getting those horses back. Do you feel that's perhaps been a good thing, that the fact that you have been able to give him those extra trials and sort of bring him here in top form?
Yeah, I think so. But I think my opinion is if he have one race is better than the barrier trial. You know?
And just going into obviously December, it's a race we all really want to forget. But I mean, he was the horse that had come through his trials in the best possible shape. I mean, that win in the Jockey Club Sprint, he beat a lot of the big names. So I guess if he can sort of recapture that form, he's got to be some sort of chance here, hasn't he?
Yeah, sure. You can see in that international race, he's sitting in a very good position, and you can see he will be the first three, but just unfortunately he fell off.
And what would it mean for you, Francis, to get him back and to perhaps win a race like this at Group 1 level? I mean, it would be quite an achievement by both you and the horse.
Yeah, I hope he can run back his form, but you have to say, we need to see how he run after that race.
Vincent, we're not too far away from another big day with you and Golden 60. Obviously, he's bidding to win another FWD Champions Mile. Firstly, just how has the horse come out of that big win last time?
Yeah, it feels good. Settled well. Yeah, felt really good.
We've now seen obviously the barrier draw. We know that's been quite important to this horse. You've got gate 2. He won it from gate number 1 12 months ago. Would the plan in your mind be same sort of tactics as last time, perhaps?
Possibly. Just where he finds his feet, basically, where he's comfortable.
And on his preparations this week, Vincent, obviously there's been plenty of media scrutiny on this horse, as there has been for a very long time. But
yeah.
Do you feel he's working as well as he ever has done leading up to this one?
Yeah. At least better than last prep.
It's interesting to see, obviously, and if he is better than last prep, it's going to be quite exciting. You've established quite a good record in this race. I think this is only your 4th ride, but you've won it a couple of times, obviously, with this horse and also Southern Legend, so it would be really nice to win another one.
Yeah, of course. It's a Champions Mile and not a Group 1. Of course, it would be great to win it, but, that's too early to think about it. Just focus on what I have to do in the race.
And just on the challenge that this horse faces, now obviously he's taken all before him. We know he's been beaten a couple of times this season. You've obviously got great respect for California Spangle. As far as sort of challenges go, do you feel this guy is probably one of the strongest, if not the strongest, that he's had to face?
I still have to, tell you after the race, but on paper maybe. But he just came up from 4 years old series. He never faced a real Group 1 winner or Group 1 horses yet. But by the Derby performance, of course, by the time he did on that service, it's good time for sure. But we'll see.
Zac, California Spangle, big day coming up for him on Sunday. You've made no secret throughout that you've got a lot of affection for this horse, and I imagine you're looking forward to Sunday now.
Yeah, I am. We're at the stage now where it's going to be good to be able to measure up against the champ and see where we're at. Obviously, the ratings tell us we're a long way out of it, and he was very good last start. He's drawn a good gate. It's a small field, so he's not going to be too far back again. But I'm looking forward to the battle, and hopefully we can just get to the front without having to do too much work. Obviously, Healthy Happy is a little bit of an annoyance for us there in the race, especially drawing inside us. He might make us work a little bit, but Tony's pretty adamant that my horse has to lead, so we'll have to press on until we get there, and hopefully my bloke's got a good kick at the end.
He had a recent trial, Zac. Obviously, he's been on the go for a fair while, so he's a rock-hard fit horse. But just talk us through that trial. I mean, it looked very impressive again. Yeah,
he does everything right, doesn't he? It doesn't matter if it's a trial or a race. He stands in the gates good, he jumps well, he travels nice, and he gives you something at the end. He always wants to please. He did that again. And, now it's time for him to go head-to-head with the big boy.
You talk of the battle. Now, how much does someone like Zac Purton really embrace that? Now, you're a man who loves competition, whether it be racing or any other sport, I'm sure. How much of this battle, this set 2, are you really looking forward to?
Oh, it's an exciting part of it, of course. It's much more comfortable when you're on an even keel. I don't know where we stand against Golden 60. He could just be better than us, and that might be the case on the weekend, but we're not going to know until we race against him. And I feel like my bloke has still got room to improve. We still don't know what's his best distance either, and he's had to go up to 2,000 and come back to the mile, so it's probably not the perfect preparation going into a race against Golden 60, but you know, that's where we are at the stage of his career, and we look forward to it.
Karis, Romantic Warrior is your mount in the QE2 Cup this weekend, obviously a horse that you know extremely well. How much are you looking forward to the big day?
Yeah, Nick, of course he's an exciting horse going forward. Of course, winning the Derby was really a fantastic time for all of us. So now we move forward, the horse has pulled up well, he's trialled well, so now we just look for the big day.
Just on that trial, obviously just a matter of process to sort of go through the motions with him. Were you happy that he's come out of the Derby as fit and fighting as he can be?
Yeah, more what he's done is toughen him up, and I believe the horse has improved mentally and physically. He was always going to show us a sign of improvement. So definitely pulled up well after the Derby. You could see the trial was very professional from him. So yeah, I think he's in tip-top shape going forward.
And just on his work, obviously reports from the camp, have they been happy, Danny and the team, with the way this horse has been working this week?
Yeah, of course I had a trial on him, and Danny was very happy with the horse's gallop. Like I say, I did not believe he needed much, so I thought the trial has really brought him on. Then he had a piece of work on the grass, so yeah, he's in really good shape at the moment.
4 Derby winners since 1999, I believe, have won this race on the back of winning a Derby. So the stats are there. Do you feel in the shape of Romantic Warrior that you've got a horse that can now go to the next level?
I believe so. You know, he's showing us every sign that he could do it. Of course, it takes a lot from them. Of course, we're running with the 4 years old in the Derby. Now he, of course, take on stronger horses. Name of like Russian Emperor that's been showing very good form lately. He's a very good horse, so it's going to be a hot battle. But you know, myself and Danny and the owner, we believe that we have the right horse to go on and maybe win a kind of a race like this.